The teardown video for the Vogue 660 is finally here. People kept saying it's just a clone of the Honda 650. So let's take a look and see if its structure is actually the same. The Vogue 660 has a separate timing chain. Cover. It looks like this one taken off. Now, this one is from the Honda 650. It doesn't have a separate timing chain cover. Inside this cover here, there is only a timing chain and a sprocket. Nothing else. The Honda version has a starter clutch, sprag clutch, located here. But the Vogue 660 doesn't have it. It's empty. In other words, its starter clutch is not mounted on the crankshaft. So where did it go? Let's keep exploring. Take a look at the clutch cover. The clutch cover is also completely different from the Honda 650. This one is narrower and longer. Also, the clutch release arm is not on the clutch cover itself. It's located here. So the clutch plates are disengaged by a push mechanism. This clutch release arm is installed on the magneto stator side. So this design is again completely different from Honda. Honda uses a pull type. This one is a push type. This clutch is a slipper clutch. Check the brand of the clutch. It's from Chongqing. Take a look. Since it's a push type, it has a long push rod. The Honda 650 doesn't have this thing. The clutch release shaft pushes against it, and it pushes the clutch pressure plate open to disengage the clutch plates. The most important part of a clutch is the friction plates. Let's examine these plates. The plates are from the Japanese brand FCC. Paper-based friction plates. This brand's quality is on par with Japan's Fuji. Alright, let's introduce the clutch basket. You could say this is a dual clutch structure. What I'm spinning now is the starter clutch. It's integrated with the main clutch. Let me remove this large gear to show you. Inside is the actual starter clutch assembly. Now you see? Its starter clutch isn't on the crankshaft. It's moved over here. The starter gear is here. So, the structure on this side has nothing to do with Honda. There's no mounting spot for a starter clutch on this crank. That's why this engine's width is narrower than the Honda 650. Removing the starter clutch from the crankshaft also reduces the load on the crank. This enhances engine performance. Many performance bikes are designed this way. For example, the new Yamaha R1 or the Ducati 899. The Vogue 660 uses the same structure as them. The BMW S1000 starter clutch is also not on the crankshaft. It's actually understandable. The Vogue 660 has a similar displacement to the Honda 650, but it pushes over 100 horsepower. This is one of the reasons why. As for the cylinder head, you can see some similarities with the Honda 650. The camshafts are made of nodular cast iron. The cam lift is larger than the Honda 650's, because this engine has more power. Reaching 102 horsepower, it needs to draw in more air-fuel mixture to be able to tear down this engine early. I have to thank you all. Many people previously said it was just a Honda copycat. At last year's Chongqing Motor Expo, didn't someone say, it looks like a gathering of four-cylinder elites, but it's actually a reunion of Honda's offspring? Vogue wasn't happy about that, so they summoned me to take it apart. By the way, look at the head cover. The oil-gas separator maze is larger than Honda's. The breather hole moved to the side. And the height is lower. Now look at the water end. Oil passages. This is also completely different from the Honda 650. The Honda 650 oil filter is at the bottom. On the Vogue 660, it's at the front. Now I'm removing the oil cooler. It's positioned towards the right. This is where the thermostat is installed. The water pipes are different too. The Vogue 660 uses iron pipes. By now, you can probably see the pattern. This machine isn't like some competitors, who basically just copy-pasted the Honda 650. From the cylinder head down, it's an entirely new structure. It has a high degree of original design. The timing chain is from Japan's did. The Motor Expo is in a few days. Vogue is all set and ready. They're just waiting to announce the price. What do you guys think would be a fair price? The stator coils are protected, not directly exposed. Since you've watched this far, please give this video a like, my friends. If there's any other engine you're curious about, or have doubts about, let us know and we'll get a new one to tear down. Removing the oil pan. It has extra cooling fins to improve heat dissipation. After removing the oil pan and the oil strainer, we can split the crankcase. Of course, some might ask, other brands' parts are interchangeable with Honda, but will this one work? Based on what we've seen in this teardown, hardly anything is interchangeable. Alright, time to split the crankcase. Let's check the crankshaft bearings, shells. The bearings are copper-based shells from Dado, Japan. Now we can take a closer look at the crankshaft. See how short this section is? That's the right side where the timing chain sits. Now, here is the Honda one. See how much longer it is? Plus, it has the starter clutch hanging there. That's why this engine can be narrowed by about 10%. Removing the countershaft. You can't see the detail on the shaft yet. I'll show you once it's out. It uses a copper cage. Any bearing experts want to explain the advantages of a copper cage? Removing the connecting rods. Let's look at the rod bearings. These also look like copper-based shells. The brand is also Dado, Japan. Oh wait, it's on this side. Take a look at the Dado logo. Next, let's examine the crankshaft. The crank uses a low inertia design. It's quite lightweight. It's manufactured by Dishing Crankshaft. Check out the piston. The piston is coated with molybdenum disulfide, $MOS_2. The piston brand appears to be Shandong Binzhou, BTP. Look at the piston rings. These are DLC, diamond-like carbon, coated rings. As for the bearings, they are all imported Japanese NTN bearings. The cylinder liners are just like the Honda 650 and SRK 800. They use centrifugal cast steel sleeves. Alright, teardown complete. To summarize, this engine is definitely not a 1:1 copy of the Honda 650. There's certainly some inspiration taken, but it features much more original design. The cylinder head is very similar, but from the head down to the cases, it's a brand new design. Even the head isn't exactly the same, because the valve lifters, tappets, are made smaller. This is to reduce friction. and optimize performance output. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching.